So in this last training video, we're going to show you how to just do some good old-fashioned notes in the model. This is really great for checking, or if you have like instructions or standard notes and things that you want in here, you can easily put that in. This again is also handy if you're publishing the model to somebody else and they're using a BIM viewer and you want them to see some sort of annotation or call something out. You can easily do this versus them having to click through and try to find the properties and user attribute information. So here I'm just going to open up this model text component. So we'll just double click on it and we can type in whatever text that we want here. So let's just say this beam is the wrong size. So we'll just go ahead and say apply to that. We'll pick a location here. And again, it's just like everything else where you have to pick 3 points to define sort of the orientation of the text. And so here we can see that's now placed in plan view. Again, if we just move this point here, and let's say that we go vertically, then we'll see that the text is now vertical. So this is just depending on how you want this to be orientated. Now, what's also great about this is that I can do multi-line. So let's say that I have a long note and I don't want it to be just one big string. I can modify this here. Now you can't have super long notes because there is a limit of the amount of characters that can actually get passed to the plugin, but you can have pretty decent sized notes, or you can add multiple notes here if you have something a little bit longer. But the whole idea is more that you're giving quick instructions and quick notes for somebody to take a look at something. And even at a minimum, if you wanted to, you could just put a big question mark here and change the size of this to something like 36, say modify, and then there you go. Somebody can come back in here. Maybe you do have some user-defined attributes on these pieces. They can take a look at it, and then they also have a nice big question mark marker telling them that they need to take a look at this. So it's pretty basic. You can put this text anywhere you want, and once you've got one in, you can just copy it around. So instead of having to pick those points over and over again, you can just copy this around and then you can modify it as needed. So here I'll just say connection needed and just say modify, and then there you go. You can kind of change the size again. Let's get this down to maybe like 12 inches or 9 inches as an example. And if you want to also add just a little bit more flair here, you can put a box around that. Sometimes you might actually have markers. So like for panels, sometimes, or RFI numbers, what I might do is I might put like a 1 here, and then I'll do like a circle around that, and then now I've got like kind of a quick just marker designation here in the model, so that way I can reference that back to something else and it's very visible and easy for me to see. So that's it. Very clear to just kind of pick 3 points, place it in, enter in your text, and it again has the group name just like all the other components have. So that way when you actually click on the objects here, you'll see that underneath the properties, it's on a special material grade. The part and assembly prefixes are set in a certain way, and then this group number is set here, so that way you can do model filters, view filters, or even drawing filters to filter out objects if you don't want them visible everywhere, or if you just want to turn them off. Alright, so that shows you how to use the last tool here, which is the model text.